anyway, but in the education system, so Kansai people also can speak standard Japanese. Why? Because when you're gonna have a public education and you learn how to write and read, you're gonna learn how to write, and the writing system is based on standard Japanese. That's why you can learn also. When you talk formal speech Japanese style, it doesn't much change Kansai dialect or standard Japanese. So, I mean, if you use des or mas, ですとか mas を使ってると、ほとんど関西弁とスタンダードジャパニーズはあんまり変わらない。Only one point. Pitch accent. Actually, if they write it down, they say same word, but they pronounce with different pitch. アリさんはもう分かるようになったね。You know already learn the kind of pitch difference.
私たちは一緒に勉強しています。
そうですね。はい、面白いです。So, okay. However, this is not okay. So, usually through written material, through media, through employee training, incorporation, during migration from friends who speak the standard or by themselves out of necessity. However, this does not mean they stop using dialect. They become by dialect だもん。えby dialect. by dialectals. How in the Kansai dialect as we called?
By dialectals.
By dialectals. It's really true word.
初めて聞いた。
Okay, coined word. Okay, that's fine. Therefore, if you live in or visit Kansai area and want to belong to Kansai people, you should try to greet them in their own language. Sure, that's Kansai dialect characteristic. Okay. What do you think?
That's really interesting, the term bidialectals, because I feel like this phenomena of knowing two different dialects only works in certain cultures. Like, I can't imagine, we don't need to do that for English, but it's actually so important to know different dialects as a Japanese person, because in the standard Japanese and you learn at school, right? That's what you study.
学校
But
で習う。
then outside of school, at home, you spoke in a different dialect, but it's the same language. So this phenomenon is very interesting, I think, because we don't have that sort of system in America or other countries too. I don't know if it's as important.
Actually, I learned about like linguistic like movement or trend in American education in 1970 or 80s. They kind of built standard American English and they try to educate. Okay, this is a standard, but what happened is like, if you say this is standard, this is regional, then actually you make a hierarchy, which is high, which is low, and that gives the dialect speakers you are like inferior, like the connotation of feelings, and that's something I learned like last semester or so, something in the class. But it is very important to learn from that class. What I learned is so So there's no hierarchy. Even if somebody call this is standard, and this is regional dialect, and just a one dialect, just as a it's like a political, right? Like political benefit, because if you set standard, it's so friendly to the people, those who want to learn Japanese, first of all. Yeah, because you just start with Standard Japanese, and if you like, you can expand where you like according to where you are, where you're interested in. So it's helpful, but considering the identity で考えると、あなたのダイアレクト方言も素敵、スタンダードも素敵。They are equal, but they just assigned a different job.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it's super important. Yeah. ノッシュさんがね、コメントをくれましたよ。I think the English we use is very different in different parts of the United States. How we speak in California is much different from the Midwest, East Coast, and the South. Not just the accent, but the words we use to describe things. For example, you all, yo, and what was the one? Another one. I forgot.
Are you talking about sign language?
No. For example, like you all, I don't hear much in California. Like I hear a different one. What was the one? Another one.
I don't know your example.
You guys. No.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, one difference is my friends in Washington. They don't like in New York we say sneakers, like sneakers for like running shoes.
Sneakers, yeah. Oh.
Sneakers. Yeah, but in Washington they call them tennis shoes. Tennis shoes. But my image of tennis shoes would be like the shoes I wear for tennis, but they say no, tennis shoes for sneakers.
Oh.
We do use different. Yeah, we use different words all the time, but the education system does not change. Like we don't have one standard language. I mean, whatever school you go to in your area, you will just learn whatever English they speak in that area, which is much different than in Japan. So yeah, we definitely speak different.
Yeah. So the very interesting point is here. In Meiji era, they did this movement. Genbun ichi. So what we say should identify what we write. That way you can be understood. So this movement, determined Tokyo Ben as Standard Japanese, and the nowadays Japanese history, right? And even after this, they still like revise. Sometimes, like not many times, but 2 or 3 times, they define what is the regular kanji like a student should learn. What is a regular kanji in the media should use or should not? And they quite strictly regulate, right? But I don't think America does.
Not at all. Yeah, it's really interesting even for me as an American. If I travel somewhere and I watch the news is so different every place you go in America. The accents are welcomes and you don't have to say
そうだね。今ね、Ordinary Guys Gaming さんがね、in the United States comes down to slang more than anything. Slang. I understand this opinion. So not like, what do you think? I don't hear much about dialect in the United States. They don't say dialect.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if this is an official thing or just my opinion. This could just be completely my opinion, but from what I've heard is there's various accents. We don't really use dialects. We just say accents.
Right.
But
Okay. Yeah.
if someone doesn't have a strong particular, if we can't really identify what type of American accent someone has, we call that like a neutral accent. So I think
Ah,
I don't think neutral accents typically like standard.
standard.
I would call it standard because all of it is standard. But I think we can't really identify where someone is from by their accent. We might just say, oh, neutral accent. But
That's a very interesting discussion, Alison, today. I think that's the time to call it a day. Alright, thank you so much, and I really appreciate that. Like, no sense and the comment saying where people settled in the United States also plays a factor. Part of the Middle West had a lot of German influence, where I see the East might have a lot more French influence. That's very, yeah, I understand. Yeah, otherwise, how could just only um 300 or 400 years then American English and British English so differs? It's kind of impossible, right? But it's like dramatic. Yeah. That's recently, when I watched the British show, I thought. Yeah, it's so strong. Like that Japanese is also, changing, but American English is like evolution is so dramatic, drastic. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for coming today. That's our first pilot episode. Alisa, how did you like it?
だよ。
楽しかった？ Good, good. よかったね。じゃあまた一緒に来週月曜日の同じ時間にセッションしようね。来週何喋りたい？ What would you like to speak next week? Not much?来週は何話す？
関西弁よね。
そう、来週はもっと関西弁のことについて勉強する。今週は歴史とか、それからpoliticsもちょっとあったけど、next week we're gonna look into more system, linguistic system. はい、so next week, Monday, same time. Just see you next Monday. ありがとう。Thank you everybody. Thank